Hey guys, and welcome back to Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. In today's video, we're talking about the new Inteleon raid, 7-star raid that is coming. Is that a Girafarig? What the hell? Get away from me. Bro, I'm being attacked by the Girafarigs. Help. If we go ahead and we look at the latest news for the game, you can see here we can prepare to face a mighty Inteleon. Now, this raid will be starting from the 28th of April, and then the first weekend will go from the 28th to the 30th of April. And we'll also see it the following weekend from the 5th of May to the 7th of May. Of course, as always, this will be a 7-star raid. You can only catch one, and this one that you catch will have the mightiest mark. You should also know this Inteleon, even though Inteleon is a water-type Pokemon, is going to have the Ice Tera type, as well as its hidden ability that makes... Now, as always with 7-star raids, it's going to have its hidden ability called Sniper, which powers up its moves when they become critical hits. So if you get hit with a critical hit, it means you're gonna start taking a lot of damage, and it's gonna hurt a lot. So you might get one shot quite often. Now, in terms of stats, it's got really basic HP, defense, and special defense. So attacking it and giving damage to it is not gonna be a problem. The thing you need to be worried about is it has a really high base speed, which means it's probably gonna move before you in all of the Tera raids. And secondly, it has an extremely good special attack, which means if it hits you with a crit, with a power-up from the Sniper hidden ability, yeah, you see where I'm going. There's going to be a lot of damage here. Now, my friend has given me a great suggestion for a Pokemon using Samurott, even though Samurott is one that we just recently got. Now, using it with its hidden ability here, Shell Armor, actually protects this Pokemon against critical hits. So anytime you get critically hit, it doesn't count as a crit. It's just going to be like a normal attack. So it's going to be great for defense against Inteleon. Now, you are going to be water typing here, but don't worry, you actually do have access to a fighting move. And the nice thing about Sacred Sword, our fighting type move that is a physical 90 power, when it deals damage, it ignores changes to the target stats. So if Inteleon for some reason somehow raises its defense or evasion, we're going to be able to ignore that and hit it for our full damage, which is great. So of course, this means we're going to be using the wild Samurott to take on this Inteleon. I realize if I use this as a thumbnail, people are going to be like, dude, that's the wrong water Pokemon. I like how it just nodded me as I said that. So let's get into the build that we're going to do. So of course, you should have a Samurott. If you got the 7-star one, it's perfect because it's already level 100 when you caught it, which is fantastic. And it also has its hidden ability, which is even more fantastic. As you can see here, if we check the summary of it and we go to like the right side here, you can see the ability, Shell Armor, a hard shell that protects the Pokemon from critical hits. And if you are using the one that you caught 7 stars, it should have 6 best IVs across all of your IVs. If you don't, you're going to have to hyper train all of them. We are, however, going to be changing its nature because we have the lonely nature. And we're going to be wanting to use Adamant. So go to your rare candy section and use an Adamant Mint so that we can change the nature on the Samurott. You'll know this is in effect when you see this little red up arrow by attack, which means it increases it by 10%, and a little blue down arrow by special attack, which decreases that by 10%. This is because we're focusing on a physical type Pokemon here. You might also notice that you're probably the Bug Tera type, which is unfortunate, and we're actually going to change this to either Water for defensive, or Fighting for a more aggressive Tera type that when we Terastallize, we can use Sacred Sword at an even higher damage point. So we're actually going to go ahead and change our Tera type, and to do this, we need to go to the normal type gym, the normal type area here, Medali, and we basically go to Medali East. And when you're here, you're going to go into the giant restaurant on your left. This is the giant restaurant where you can actually change Tera types of your Pokemon as long as you have the Tera Shards. And if you've been doing raids, especially the 7-star ones, you should have enough Tera Shards to change to at least Fighting. So all you have to do is speak to the chef over here at the back left, and I want to use Fighting Shards. And we're going to select Samurott and give him the Fighting type Tera type. You should know that this uses 50 shards to change a Pokemon's Tera type. Now for the EVs for your Samurott, you're going to want to have 252 EVs into HP and 252 EVs into attack. And then when you press the L bumper while looking at your stats over here, you should see this over here with the little stars to show that you've done it correctly. You can put the final 4 EVs into special defense if you really want to like min-max it. In terms of the held item you want to use, we're going to be using the infamous Shell Bell, an item that every single time that you attack, you will receive HP based on the amount of damage you did, which is perfect because once you start doing damage, you're going to keep yourself alive. And in Tera raids, this has become like the staple of like every Pokemon we use nowadays. If for some reason you don't know where to get a Shell Bell, you can always buy it here at Levincia, where the electric type gym was, and you'll go to the store that is right over here, this Delibird present store in the battle items. It will be over there. So let's talk about the moves. The two moves you will already have here that you can use remember moves to get are Swords Dance, which is going to sharply boost your attack stat, which we talked about, and Focus Energy, which allows you to have a heightened chance of landing critical hits. This is something that's just here as a what if, but I'll talk more about strategy right at the end. The other two moves, Screech and Sacred Sword, we need to learn as egg moves. So first, if you don't have one yet, you need a Mirror Herb item, and you can get this here just from Kaskarava, town at the North Pokestop. We're gonna fly here. And if we zoom in, you'll see there is a store over here, a Delibird presence at this location. This is where you can buy a Mirror Herb item. Now, there are only 3 Pokemon in this game who will be able to use this move by default. The first one is Iron Leaves, the second one is Qianpao, and the third one is Gallade. So you will need one of those 3 Pokemon. So we're going to use the Qianpao that has the Sacred Sword move from level 60, which is a really easy one to get. And what we're going to do is have them 2 in a party. The Qianpao must have the Sacred Sword move on its current moves over there, just like that, Sacred Sword. And then we're going to change the held item for Samurott, and we're going to change this to the Mirror Herb, which looks like this, and you're going to make the Samurott hold the Mirror Herb item. Now, to get the Sacred Sword move onto Samurott, you literally just have to make a picnic. As soon as the picnic is out, you can literally press Y to pack up and leave because it's already done. It's been done. So if we go to Samurott, we check its summary, you'll see here on its moves, it now has the Sacred Sword move. At this point, I also highly recommend you raise the PP of that move to as high as you can get it. That way, instead of only being able to use it 15 times, you can use it 24 times, depending if we need it. I don't think we will, but just in case. All right, let's talk about Screech. The Screech move is actually available to so many Pokemon, like, Lucario has it, Noibat, Noivern, Corviknight, Weavile, Kricketune, Bannet, Shuppet, Seviper, Tyranitar, Stunky, Skunktank, Magnezone, Larvesta, Volcarona, Toedscool, Toedscruel, Varum, Revarum, Annihilate, Caridon, Iron Thorns, Iron Moth, Sandy Shocks, etc., etc. But we're just going to use Lucario over here, my shiny boy Lucario, and all we have to do is load the move, which is going to learn at around level 25, I think. At least that was for another Pokemon. And you just scroll down in Remember Moves, and you'll find Screech over there. Now I'm just going to replace it at the top one here, and then I'll fix it later. So now my Lucario has Screech on it, and Samurott has space for one more move, and it already has Swords Dance, Focus Energy, and Sacred Sword. So now we're just going to make a picnic, and the Screech move should pass on. So we make the picnic, all the Pokemon come out their bowls, and you can immediately look at my nice, beautiful, shiny Lucario over here, and then you can leave the picnic, and then all we have to do is go to Samurott, check summary, and we should have all the moves there. And that is all the moves are there. So I'm going to order the moves like this: Sacred Sword, Swords Dance, Screech, and Focus Energy. Now, of course, depending how this battle goes, you might find yourself either using Swords Dance or Screech, one of them or both of them at least 2 times. And then you're going to straight up spam Sacred Sword, and then you're going to Terastallize into your fighting type, Tera type. And by using Sacred Sword over and over while having the held item Shell Bell, which you need to replace your Mirror Herb of, you should easily be able to win using Samurott. I hope you guys find this guide helpful. My friend really helped me out with a lot of this information, so shout out to him over there. And thank you so much for watching this video. We'll speak more when the raid is actually out.